friends, and welcome back. I hope everybody is doing okay out there again today. Now, the resin jewelry project we're going to be getting into today are some fun fall-inspired earrings. So let's get right into it and fall in love with the final product. First off, you're going to need a few pieces of plain white paper. The next thing you'll need is just a plain glue stick, some clear liquid glue, a small paintbrush. Find your good scissors in your house and grab those. A pencil, of course. You'll need some colorful markers. Now these ones I have here are alcohol-based markers. I only use those ones because they're very easy for blending. You can use whatever markers you have. You're also going to need a highlighting pen and, of course, a black fine liner. You'll need a few different colors of some thin yarn. We can't make any earrings without some, of course, earring hooks. And of course, for the bonus pin in this episode, all you're gonna need is a regular old pin backing. Now let's move on to the creation of the inserts. The first thing we're going to do is grab a few of those pieces of paper and just glue them together so we have a strong base for our pictures. Honestly, at this point, I don't know why I haven't looked into getting some card paper, because I'm sure it'd be a lot more effective than this. The next step is simply just to lightly trace out the leaves that you're going to draw. Now it's time to grab your markers. All you have to do is color in your leaves and make them look bold. Now it's time just to cut out your little pictures. Grab that liquid glue and just put a thin top coat on your little leaves. Now you guys, repeat this process so we get 2 of each kind of leaf. Now let's move on to the resin portion of this project. And of course that bonus pin. Now to get the bonus pin, all you have to do is repeat the process we did with the leaves. Of course, first protect your hands with some disposable gloves. You'll need something disposable to stir with. The stars of our show, the resin and hardener. A small mixing container with measures on the side. A silicone ring mold. Just a regular silicone mold or silicone mat. And last but not least, our trusty small torch. The first step is to grab your resin and pour 1 part into your small mixing container. The next step is to grab your hardener and just pour 1 equal part into the same mixing container. Next, grab your 3-minute timer and press start. Now at this point, you want to mix for 3 minutes very slowly to avoid any excess bubbles. Now that we are finished mixing, we can finally fill up our ring molds. Now in this video, I only show you guys me filling up one ring mold, but after a few days, I made another one. So at the end of this project, you will need 2 finished resin rings. Now the next step is to get a silicone mold or mat, and then put your pictures of your flowers and your pin just straight on top. Now the last step before we pour, just make sure you straighten out your pictures so they are nice and flat so the resin will sit evenly on top. Now all we have to do is pour the resin on top of each of the pictures and spread it around with a popsicle stick. Now we use a popsicle stick just so the resin doesn't spill off the edges, because then it will make it pretty messy at the end to get a nice clean edge. Now we wait 10 minutes and we can finally debubble our projects. Now all you have to do is debubble your project and then wait 72 hours for the final reveal. Alright you guys, so it's been a few days, so finally the resin portion of this project is finished. Now for the next portion of this project, you're only going to need a couple things that I did already list previous. You're going to need that liquid glue again. Finally, you're going to be needing that yarn. Of course, some scissors to cut the yarn. Now you're going to need 2 of those little ring molds. I know I didn't show the creation of both of them, but all I did was wait a few days and then repeat the process that you saw in the video to get to. Of course, for that bonus pin, some pin backings. And finally, just your little resin pictures you made. So what I'm going to be doing first is taking some yarn and wrapping around the outside of the circle and kind of swinging it in between, kind of like a little spider web. I'm going to start with doing that with both of them, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. Alright you guys, so when you're done with the kind of spider web zigzag situation with the ring and the yarn, it should look something like this. You guys can do whatever kind of zigzag cross pattern you guys want. This is just kind of how mine turned out. Now what I'm going to do is make braids to put on the side of this, just so it can add a little bit more pizzazz than just kind of crossed over yarn. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will show you guys the next step. Alright you guys, so when you're finished with that, it should look something like that. Just has the braids on the sides and of course across the middle. We're going to take the little cute resin leaves we made and we're going to glue it just straight on the middle there. Obviously centered. Glue 1 on each side, and then I'm just going to add an earring hook. And then for the pin, all we're going to do for this guy is pop a pin backing on, and then we are finally done, you guys. Okay, so here they are, finally done, you guys. And they have, of course, the other leaves on the other side. I think they're really cute. The one thing I'm not super thrilled about is that when I put the glue on them to glue everything kind of together, it saturated the thread a lot, so it kind of looks darker, not as vibrant, and a little bit gummy. It doesn't really distract from the overall vibe of the earrings too much, so I'm pretty happy. Yeah, so this one is just like a little maple leaf, and this one is, honestly, I don't know what type of leaf those are, but I see them every fall. They give me like scarf fall vibes, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. Here's the overall fall look. I think the pin and the earrings definitely give me fall vibes. Guys, what do you guys think? I think I nailed it pretty good. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. It helps me out so much knowing that you guys are coming back for more and you're enjoying the content. If you guys like this week's video, please don't forget to check out my last week's video, which were some fun sun and moon earrings with a bonus pin. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys tried out this project or tried out any of the techniques that you saw in this video. But I hope you all have a really good rest of your day, and I will see you guys next week.